I'm joined on Your Sport Swindon by trainer Paddy Fitzpatrick for our weekly chat about boxing and eventually other things. This week we're going to talk about the heavyweight division and a guy that you're very familiar with last weekend, David Haye. You've been in his corner before. What did you make of his comeback?
Couldn't make much of it, just based on the man who was in front of him, but he's back in the mix. 3 million people tuned into him on TV, so he's still as popular as ever. He's good for the division to be back. It does make for good fights. I think Britain is leading the way with the heavyweights at the moment. Any of them of substance at the moment, the attention is over here in Britain. So he's a good addition back, but too early to tell anything yet.
It appears to be a bigger David Haye as well. He's bulked up a little bit. So is that going to really help him to mix it with the likes of the Tyson Furies, the Anthony Joshuas?
We still won't know that. It's one round. He wasn't asked any questions. The guy didn't look as if he wanted to be in there at all. Now, none of this is David's fault. The guy was ranked number 10 by the WBA. That's not David's fault. The guy didn't look like he wanted to be in there or didn't even try to fight back. Again, not David's fault. But nothing happened of any substance that you could say is the weight a benefit. David says it's a benefit because when he was trying to cut weight down to 15 odd, he would start to have these injuries then. He might be right, time will tell on that one. What makes David very effective as a heavyweight, being a small one, is that he's got excellent hand speed. He can cover distance of 6-7 feet in a heartbeat, and he hits like a mule. So that's what makes him effective. The extra size, I don't think will be any extra benefit to his fighting style, but it might be a benefit to him not getting injured based on what he said, but I won't know that, he will.
What was David like to work with when you were in the corner with Adam Booth?
I didn't work with David really, if you want to call an egg, I gave a little bit of input into his fight with Vladimir, but I wasn't involved in any preparation or anything else like that, so I can't comment on that.
You're a fan of David Haye though, right?
I like David. He's a good egg. I got no problem with David. I'm a fan of boxing, so anyone that's good for boxing I'm a fan of. But if you were to say to me, okay, who wins out of, say, the trio of Tyson, David and AJ, I'd say Tyson beats both of them. I'd say David at the moment beats AJ, and I think David and AJ in 18 months to 2 years will be a match for anyone. But everything takes time. You don't cook a cake just because you have the ingredients. You cook it by how you mix it and how you cook it, and that's what gets the result. And so AJ has all the ingredients, but I think he needs more time. He needs another 12-18 months. Now, do I think that Joshua can beat the IBF champ? Yeah, I think he can beat him. Do I think Joshua would have a chance against Wilder? Has a chance against Wilder. I prefer to probably see him against the IBF guy. Do I think David would beat Wilder? I think David beats Wilder. But I think Tyson is the top of the tree right now.
And what did you make of AJ's last performance against Dillian White? It went longer than a lot of people expected, and he did get wobbled.
Do you know what? All I've seen is highlights, because we had that open day, if you remember, down in to promote our show coming up. So we had an open day down there, or the show that we had for Christmas, and I was actually on my way back from that to my house to see it, and it was finished. So I saw the highlights, but yes, I did see him getting clipped, and that's why what I'm saying is you can't afford to get clipped. If you're getting clipped by a man who his intention in Dillian White, his intention, he was right there, he was up for the fight, gave a good account of himself. But David can look like he's walking away from a fight and then turn around, spring 6 foot in before you can blink your eyes and get you. And David is a lot more concussive, I think, of a puncher than Dillian White is, and a lot more dangerous because of the different aspects he can bring. So, but do I think that AJ has everything? Like I said, I do believe he does, but it takes time to bring all these things through. You need to have different opponents. You need to have a strong opponent in front of you, a tall opponent, a southpaw, a puncher. You need to face all these attributes singly so that when you come up against somebody for a title fight who's got 2 or 3 of them collectively, you're able to deal with it. I don't think AJ has faced enough of those things collectively to be able to deal with a man like David yet. And I don't think he needs to face David yet. Why does he? He's a huge name in himself. When has a British title fight been pay-per-view and sold so many? You know, rumour is it was 300,000-400,000 pay-per-view buys for a British title. Now, like Eddie Hearn said, like, I don't agree with it being a pay-per-view for a British title, but like Eddie Hearn says, if 300,000-400,000 people bought it, you can argue it was. It should have been. So, you know, I can see that point of it too. The man is gold medalist from the Olympics. He's got a huge following. He's getting huge figures and numbers without having anyone else yet, like the big dance partner in front of him. So he doesn't exactly need anyone else either. David's in a position where he's got 3 million viewers plus to watch him on TV. So he's proved that he's still relevant and a big player in the division. But I do think David's in a position where he needs the dance partner more than the other men needed at the moment.
So you expect David to push for these big fights sooner rather than later, whereas someone like AJ, probably the best advice is to just hold back a little bit.
Well, I don't think Joshua's in any hurry. He doesn't need to be in a hurry. The worst thing you could do is hurry the man and have a short career where he got the opportunities and he got them that little bit too early before he was ready. David, I do think, is in a position where he would like to fight Anthony Joshua sooner rather than later. But it's probably because David's too big a risk at the moment to take when Joshua can earn that money anyway. He can earn good money anyway fighting other guys. Why does he need to fight David? It's not like he needs David for a dance partner to be involved in big fights. Himself, look at if Anthony Joshua faces Chisora now for the European title, that will be a big fight. People will buy into that fight. It's 2 British guys fighting for the European title, you know, and Joshua's involved. It will be a big fight.
Which way do you see that one going?
I see that going Anthony Joshua's favour, but you know, that's not to disrespect Chisora. He makes good fights. He's in good fights, but I do think that the best of Chisora has been shown, and I think that Joshua's got the answers for that.
Isn't it exciting though that, you know, after all those years of, you know, the Klitschko's, that we're now talking about heavyweight boxing again, and we're talking about Brits being involved?
Yeah, it is exciting because the heavyweight division was something that, think about it, HBO or Showtime, none of them wanted to show heavyweight boxing for quite a few years in America because they said that the Klitschko's weren't TV friendly. And you think that after all that, now that Tyson Fury has gone and been so dominant in beating him, that they'd be excited about it. But no, now they want to spend their time running him down. He's just spiced up the heavyweight division. And I think that in the rematch, I do believe that he can stop Klitschko. Klitschko is a safety first guy. He has to land that jab to know where you are. If he doesn't land it, he doesn't want to let go of the right hand. But he will realise that he has to take more risks in the rematch. Now that's going to make him extremely dangerous because he's an awful powerful man and he's proved that. So it'll be very, very dangerous for 4 or 5 rounds against Tyson Fury. But I think that the expenditure emotionally for Klitschko over 4 or 5 rounds could make him exhausted by the 6th. And I can see Tyson clipping him like he did in those last rounds when Klitschko did take a chance with the right hand. He got nailed with 2 hooks. And, you know, remember how Ortiz barged his head into Floyd? Klitschko did that in I think it was the 11th round. Nothing was said. It wasn't even brought up by the commentators on TV. Dropped his head and barged it right into it. Now, for a guy that doesn't usually conduct himself like that, that's a show of immense frustration or anxiousness. Because it's just, he knows it's slipping away. He knows it's gone. It's not just slipping away. It's 1 round and he's going to lose. He knew that. How's he going to control all those emotions going into the rematch? That's a big, big ask to do. And I'm not sure that man can. I'm sure that he will give it everything he has going into the rematch because he wants to try and get that win back to cement his legacy. But he'll be asking himself to do something that's not of his character.
So in a nutshell, Tyson Fury is still the man for you.
He's still the man, yeah, man. Just, it's a shame that Klitschko was so dominant up to 1 minute before they fought. But 1 minute after they fought, that wasn't the same Klitschko. It was the same Klitschko. Tyson Fury made him look the way he did. You got to call it as you see it. If Fury's in a fight and I thought the other man had the ability to beat him, or I thought the other man beat him on the night, I'd call it that way too. It's not that I'm a Tyson Fury fan and I'm blind to everything else. I'm a boxing fan. So I will call something as I see it. And that doesn't mean that everyone's going to agree with it. And I'm sure I'll call some things that people totally disagree with. But I'll still call it as I see it, because I'm allowed my opinion the same as anyone else. And right now my opinion is he's the king of the castle.
Well, opinions is what sport and boxing's all about, and that's why we love it. So thanks again, Paddy, for joining us, and we look forward to next week. Cheers. Thank you.